Here is how to do a forward scratch spin in figure skating. The forward scratch spin is one of the first few spins you will learn in skating. This is going to be in the free skate 1 through 6 levels. Very similar to the 1 foot spin, this is also an upright because we are in upright position, except instead of having our foot right next to the other one, we are going to have it crossed over to the other side. If you're curious what an upright spin is or have questions about other spins you will learn in figure skating, I have a full video going over the 3 basic positions, including all of the other spins you will learn in the pre-free skate and free skate 1 through 6 levels through US Figure Skating's Learn to Skate program. But today's video is just going to go over how to do the forward scratch spin, and this video is great if you are just learning or if you are looking to improve your forward scratch spin. So with all that being said, let's get right into today's video. Before you start working on this spin, there are a few prerequisites that are very important to know. The first thing is to make sure that you know how to do a basic 2-foot spin. This is our foundational spin that is going to help us with every other spin moving forward. Next, you will need to know how to do a forward 1-foot glide and a forward 1-foot spin proficiently. So if your 1-foot spin currently looks a little bit like this, I would recommend working more on your 1-foot glide and 1-foot spin before moving to the scratch spin. I say all of that because it's super important when you're doing the scratch spin that you're able to balance your weight on one foot for a long period of time. You're also going to have to be dealing with the fact that you are transferring the weight of your free leg over to the other side, and that takes a lot of core strength and stability, so working on strengthening your 1-foot glide and 1-foot spin are really going to help make this process a lot easier. Unlike the forward 2-foot spin and 1-foot spin, it's really hard to do a scratch spin from a standstill successfully. For this, you will need to be able to do the spin either from a backward crossover entrance or from a forward inside 3 turn. The very first step to setting your spin up for success is the wind up. This can either be, as I mentioned, a backward crossover or a forward inside 3 turn. For the backward crossover, you want to make sure that you hold that last push under, so you're creating a tighter circle by pressing onto the inside edge of the blade that is on the ice. To really press onto that inside edge, you need to make sure that your knees are bent, your ankles are bent, your shoulders are checked, your arms are facing outside of the circle. If your arms are facing inside the circle, it is going to be a lot harder to step forward because your arms are already facing that direction. So your body will naturally want to step forward rather than holding that edge a little bit longer. A very good visual to think about when you are doing this entrance is that while you are holding this last edge before stepping forward, you want to feel like you are pushing your body weight and leaning up against an invisible wall. When you step forward, a really common mistake a lot of skaters make is going straight on a flat edge. With any spin, in order to be able to hook it or to get onto your rocker, you must have a deep outside edge curve. Here is the difference between a curved edge that is going to help you get into the spin and a flat edge that is just going to take you forward instead of bringing you into the spin. When you step forward into your spin, do not forget to bend your knees. Another common mistake a lot of skaters make is they go all the way upright when essentially you want to stay down, push forward, stay down, and then we're going to pop up, and staying down is going to help you hook your spin with that strong outside edge. When you are stepping forward, make sure to keep your arms in front of you and your free leg out to the back side. Letting your free leg come forward or too far out to the side in front rather than staying behind on this entrance edge is going to throw off your balance and make it really hard to hook the spin and get onto your rocker. This is also a very common issue if you are working on your camel spin and you feel like you go up and immediately come down. It is because your free leg was too far out to the side or coming forward rather than staying behind. The other important thing to think about is what our arms are doing as we're stepping forward. So when you are doing this inside edge and about to step forward, your arms are going to go from an L shape to what I like to refer to as the Superman position, which is having both of our arms straight out in front. If you spin counterclockwise, you are going to think about this motion as moving your shoulders facing the right side to facing the left side. This will be reversed if you are a lefty, so if you spin clockwise, you're going to go from the left to the right. As I'm stepping forward, watch how my knee is bent my free leg is out behind me, and my body weight is leaning to the left or over the outside edge. The knee bend not only deepens the outside edge curve to help you hook the spin, it also helps with the acceleration to get into the spin. Because if you would like your spin to last longer than a few seconds, having acceleration and a stable entrance edge is key. The last thing to make sure you do on this entrance edge is to keep your arms in front until you feel this outside edge hook onto your rocker. Once you have hooked the spin onto your rocker, you're going to take your arms from in front and pop them out to the side or in front in a V position. As you are doing this, you also want to make sure that your free leg goes from out behind, comes around, and goes out to the side or out in front. For a scratch spin, you do not have to have hyperextended legs. You do not have to have them all the way up in a 90-degree position. There is no rule in figure skating that says your leg has to get up into that 90-degree position, because that is truthfully unrealistic for a lot of skaters. So as long as your leg is out to the side and elevated at a 45-degree angle or more, you'll be good and setting yourself up for success with the scratch spin. Now that we have completed our entrance, we are in the spin, and here is how to make your scratch spin last longer and be able to get all the way over and properly crossed. The biggest mistake I see a lot of skaters make is moving their free leg over to the other side too quickly. What makes the scratch spin different from our 1 foot spin is that with the 1 foot spin, you want to bring that free leg in as quick as possible and keep it as close to the leg that is spinning on the ice. With the scratch spin, to be able to stabilize yourself and stay on the rocker so you are able to move that leg from the side to the front and push it all the way down to the cross position, you need to have your free leg out to the side for a few revolutions of the spin to stabilize yourself. Once I have entered the spin, I am going to stay in this starfish position for a few revolutions until I feel that I have centered my spin or I am spinning on my rocker. When I feel that I have done so, I am then going to take my arms and my free leg and slowly bring them in front. While you are doing this, you want to make sure that you're engaging your core, so feeling like you are doing a sit-up or a plank. It's also important to make sure that you are lifting up the hip of your free leg so your weight is shifting all the way over the leg that is standing on the ice. As my free leg starts to come around to the front and wrap around my skating leg, I am slowly going to bend my knee and make sure that my foot is facing sideways, so it is not completely up and down, it is slightly tilted to the side. Having your foot slightly tilted to the side is a good indicator that you are properly raising the hip of the free leg. Now that our free leg is starting to wrap around the skating leg and our foot has fully crossed over to the other side, slowly start to push your free leg down, and as you do so, you will be extending it into a straight position rather than keeping it fully bent in this H position. Like I had previously mentioned, there is no rule in figure skating that says your free leg, when it's fully in the crossed position, has to be completely hyperextended. That is not realistic for every skater, and you will still receive credit in competition if your scratch spin looks like the one I am showing here on screen. While you are pushing your free leg down, you want to make sure that your arms are going from out in front and coming in to give yourself a nice big hug. The tighter you can keep your core and your arms, the faster you will go into the scratch spin position. A common mistake I see a lot of beginners make is moving their weight to the back of their blade while they are in the fully crossed position. You want to make sure that throughout the entire spin, you are staying over the ball of your foot where the rocker is. All spins in figure skating will be completed on your rocker, whether you are going forwards or backwards. Now that we have completed the scratch spin, it is time for the final step, and that is checking out into our landing position. Believe it or not, this is actually a lot easier than it looks. You are going to take your leg from the fully crossed position, and our free leg is going to come up into an H position. It's going to come out to the side. You're going to push it down onto the ice, and you are going to transfer from being on your spinning leg to the free leg, and you're going to push into a backward outside edge, or I like to say you are going to push into a landing position. It is very important to exit this way because it is going to help slow down the momentum we have created with our spin. So with any spin, you are going to step down and push into a landing position. You want to hold this landing position for at least 3 seconds. That is it for today's video. Hopefully you found some of these tips helpful for improving your scratch spin or being able to do the scratch spin. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you can stay up to date on all of my latest skating videos, and let me know in the comment section below what kind of spins you are currently working on. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.